Hi, Brenda.
Hey, Betsy.
Oh my goodness, it's been way too long.
I can't believe how long it's been.
Yeah, I know. We were
It
just
went,
looking back and deepest apologies,
yeah,
man.
it went by way too fast. We apologize for our mini hiatus that we've
Yes,
been on.
yeah.
And a lot of things happening in between.
Yes, we have been a little bit crazy with life, and we'll talk about it in a little bit, but how do you get through things like that? We gave ourselves permission to just pause for a second on this
Yes.
one. So,
And
anyway,
not feel bad about
and
it.
not feel bad
because
about it. Exactly.
Yes.
So, let's talk about what we've been through. Some big vacations on our side, which we had a fabulous spring break, but also we've had a lot of life events.
Yes.
We've had 3 graduations in May. So we've got one high schooler graduating, we had a college graduate, and a master's graduate.
Yeah.
Luckily, 2 of them were in Michigan. One we flew for a weekend to California, but it was awesome. Good time spent.
And I think we've been traveling quite a bit. So there's just been a lot.
Planes, trains, and
happening.
automobiles.
Absolutely.
We knew that spring was going to be a little crazy, and
Yeah.
it lived into all of that. Yeah, and then we're getting ready for a big wedding coming up too. So I did what I thought was a great idea in June on the same weekend. We had a bridal shower on one day, and the very next day we had our graduation party.
It was a great idea. It worked out for our family. But
Yeah, I know.
my daughter came to town
Yeah.
and she was able to hit both.
To do both.
Yeah, so that was great. But on you, I know that was a ton of work to get that all.
It was nuts. We planned it far enough in advance. We decided to do it early in the year. And so we were able to have our piles of things in the basement. We just had one pile for shower and one pile for grad party. And as the ideas flowed and we needed to collect things to be able to set up, we had it organized. However, there's a lot that goes into that. The whole reason why we did it is because we have a lot of family that travel, and we knew that would be easier for friends and family that wanted to be there for both. So
That was a great idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
It-
Like I said, for everyone else.
yeah.
Might not have been as great for you, but you pulled it off. Everything was amazing and fun and
Yeah.
had a great time. But
What's so funny is, and I know we've talked about this, but how much pressure we put on ourselves for these events. And truly, the people that are coming to enjoy whatever the celebration is, whether it be a shower or a grad party or whatever the
Yeah.
event, the expectations that I think others have versus what we have is just ridiculous.
yes, you're right. What we put on ourselves is so crazy. We are doing something up to the very minute that we see that first person walk
Yes.
through the door or
Yes.
walk up the driveway. We're like, oh, there's one more thing that has to be done.
Yes.
One more thing. If they aren't even going to notice, they won't care.
None of it.
It's just, it was so many minute details that we tried to hit, and
Yes.
it's not necessary, but
It
we do it
isn't.
anyway.
We do it anyway. I'll never forget when my oldest daughter graduated and we had her open house. We decided to do burgers and dogs, and my aunt and uncle came early to help set up. And we hadn't officially started, but it was like 5 minutes before we were going to start. The food was out. I grabbed a broom and I said to my uncle, I see there's a little bit of dirt over here in the corner. I think I'm going to just sweep that up real quick. And I'll never forget it. And I told him at our grad party this time when he came in, I said, I'll never forget when he came up to me and said, I'm not sure that anybody's going to notice the dirt in the corner. However, there are no condiments out there for the burgers that people are going to eat. So I feel like that maybe should be your priority versus
That's
sweeping in
great.
that corner and doing that one last thing. I was so funny. I was like, oh, yeah,
That is-
respected. Thanks.
That is funny.
The amount of things that you have planned that you don't do. Even this weekend, you were saying you had a bunch of festive necklaces and
Yes, bracelets
things
and everything. Left them
no
at
one
home and
left-
didn't even think about it until the very next day. And
yeah.
no one missed them.
No.
No one asked about them.
No.
It was just, oh, I want to do this
Yeah.
little extra special thing.
All best laid plans.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also think about all of the help that
Yeah,
goes in
we were
it.
talking about it. How do you get through it? One, you have to be organized. I would say that's one
Yes.
thing that does help if you want to pull something cool together. But you just have to lean on each other.
You do. And you have to be okay with it. And
Yeah.
some people don't want to ask others for help.
Yeah.
And I understand that. But really, that's what we all want to do. We want to help each other. So there's no way I could have gotten through my daughter's graduation party without the help of friends and family.
Yes.
Yes.
When you guys came over and I just didn't have to worry about the food being refilled. And when you don't pay for catering or anything like
Right.
that. It's on you to make sure that
It
everything
is.
continues to flow. And I just didn't have to worry about anything. It's so nice because
It is.
there's so many jobs still to do throughout the day. You
Right.
have to greet guests who have driven from far and
Yes.
who you haven't seen in a long time. Part of the reason why they're here is so that you can chat with them and have fun and have a good
Exactly.
conversation.
You're celebrating also. You're
Yeah.
celebrating that your child graduated. And
Yeah.
so it's a big milestone for you and to see all of those people. But I can't agree more. When my second daughter graduated, first daughter was during COVID. So that it was
That
a
was
real
so hard.
bummer
We just
right
didn't know
there.
what
And
to
so
do.
she
Yeah.
missed out on a lot of those things. We had a small celebration. It wasn't quite like it could have been at all. But for my second daughter, you and your hubby came over and handled refilling all the food for us. And that was such a big help because I didn't have to worry about it. And I could just greet people and say hello. And
Although, did you know that I had no idea we were warming the breadsticks?
I didn't know that either, to be honest.
So I'm running in the house, grabbing breadsticks, bringing them back out. I probably did 3 different rounds of cold, hard breadsticks.
Oh.
And finally, your husband was like, "Wait, did you grab that from the oven?" Because I was just holding it. And so he could see that it wasn't a hot tray.
Oh, okay. Other
Yeah.
family members must have been in the house taking care of the warming part because I
don't
didn't
know.
even know.
I was
And
like,
you know
no,
what?
I didn't grab it from the oven. He's going, what if I grabbed the lunch from the oven? I'm like, I details.
And you know what? I bet no one else cared who got the cold breadsticks.
No, but I did eat one that was warm, and I was like, makes sense.
It's so much better.
This is so much better. Yes.
So yeah, it's
Good
just
idea.
then you return the favor, right? You know
Yeah.
how helpful it was for
Yeah.
you to
Yeah.
have someone do that for you. So then it's just what you need to do. You need to lean on people for sure.
Yeah. The other thing that I did, I love to exercise. It makes me feel good. Absolutely love it. Do it often. But I decided it just takes
It
a lot of
does.
time and trying to figure out how to do it. And I'm working full time too. We've got all these extra activities. Plus, I've got children that are graduating. So we're traveling all over. So we knew what weekends we had to be able to get everything done and when we were going to do what. And outside of that, I said, you know what, I'm just going to let myself not exercise or stress over the fact that I need to fit it in and make it become what is intended to be a positive and negative. And so for 1 month, I just said, don't have to worry about it. Don't think about it. Just make the most of your day without it. And I'm back now exercising and it feels great. But it was very liberating to just say,
I'm sure it was probably
like,
for
it's
you
okay.
to- yes,
You're going to
to
give
just
yourself permission.
let
And,
yourself.
yeah.
You have to. And there's
Whatever it
times
is.
in your life
Yeah.
where you just have to
Take
take
a
some of
thing.
those extra things and
Yes.
just put them aside for right now. You know
Yes.
you'll get back to it. Sometimes it's hard,
Yeah.
especially for me with working out. If I stop, it's difficult for me to get back in.
and start. Yeah.
So
yeah.
I know how difficult it can be, but
I kind of had to say a
kudos to you.
deadline for myself too, because we're going into a wedding now. So I could have actually given myself permission to keep going.
You could have, yes,
Yeah.
because it's not too far away.
There's always something. But even volunteering, give yourself permission to say no. It's easy to say, oh, yeah, I can do that. I can fit this one more thing. And I am the queen of fitting in one more thing.
Yes, you are. Yeah, up to the very last minute.
Everything.
She
Definitely.
does. Oftentimes, I have no idea how you fit all the things in that you do. But
It's not with a very clear head. Everyone around me is like, oh, please stop. So anyway, so we're excited now. We're past the graduations. We have so many of our kids are all at pivotal life stages too. I was just telling somebody about that this weekend. It's crazy to me that we have all kids in some form or fashion of a big transition, whether it be going to college or getting married or graduating from college, getting a
their
new
first
job.
Yeah, to think of them as they're adults now
Yeah.
in all these big life stages is
Yeah.
wild.
It is wild. So I'll transition into another fun topic that I love to talk about is how much we have to help them but not help them as they go through these different life stages,
Help guide them through certain situations.
but not just do it for
Yes.
them. And yeah, so one of the things that we just went through about a month ago, my son hit a deer on a highway.
Yeah.
Pretty scary. All the airbags went off front to back. It hit the front corners, swung around the back end and hit the side, so then everything went off.
So scary.
It is. He did such an awesome job, though. Didn't swerve, nothing. Just the whole thing locked up. His lights went out. It was pretty crazy. It was 10:30 at night. But yeah, safely off the side of the road. Everything's good. But when all of that went off, the emergency OnStar, your
Yes.
SOS system in your car, came over the speakers and said, "We've seen that the airbags went off. We're calling 911." He
Okay.
said, "Cancel, call mom."
Oh,
That's awesome. Fans. Mom can help.
yeah.
I was like,
911 is not going to help me as much as
my mom, yeah. Yeah.
No,
Obviously,
she
he wasn't
wants to
hurt.
call 911.
Exactly.
That makes
Yep.
sense.
I'm like, are you okay? Are you off the road far enough? How far off? Or can they see you? Hazards work,
Yes.
all of those. But luckily, he was fine. It was a little scary, though, when he called. His mom had just pegged a deer at 70 miles an hour. All my airbags went off. There's powder everywhere. And I'm thinking, he wears glasses. I said, "Are you okay? Did the airbags hurt you?" He's taller, so it's not like me. If an airbag goes off, it's going to be face
In
plant.
your face.
Yeah. But for him, he said, yeah, absolutely fine. He said the seatbelt was more overwhelming than the airbags, actually, because the seatbelt gripped him
locked
so
right
tight.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he didn't come to a dead stop or anything, so it made it a little bit easier. But
That's good.
anyway, but yeah, then he is over 18 years old. So now insurance, new car, everyone only wants to talk to him. And it's been a great learning experience for him because this isn't something that he's had to do before.
Right.
But I'm in the background going, man, these are really hard situations for me at my very adult age.
Yes.
Let alone someone who's never
I
been
agree.
through all of
I
this.
was thinking the same thing, that they're not easy for me to know the right thing to do. Do I need to check here? What do I need to put in this box?
Yeah.
It can be very confusing. And
Yeah.
so, yes,
Yeah.
sitting down and helping them through that or giving them advice.
Yes.
They're all
Here's
very
this-
smart kids.
Right,
Yeah.
this is the outcome if you make this decision. This is the outcome of this decision. Yeah, I didn't even know for sure because it was late at night. I wanted to get him off the highway. I felt it was very dangerous to keep him on the highway. So I started with a tow company to find someone that late. I was worried that we wouldn't be able to find anybody. It was rural up northern Michigan in the middle of nowhere. So I knew I had to cover that. Because it was a deer, I didn't think to call the police. It didn't dawn on me that would be a thing to do.
Yeah.
Luckily, we found a great tow company in Grayling, Michigan. I wish I could think of their name because I'd give them a shout out.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It might have been Asado Towing, but the person that came very quickly, which was great. At first, they said to find a yard to take it to so that you can get it fixed. You don't want to take it to our yard and then have to tow it somewhere else. So we found a place to drop it off at, and then when the tow company got there, the guy said, "No, all these airbags going off, all this damage that's been done." He was 99% sure that it was going to be totaled. Yeah.
Okay.
And so he said, "I'm just going to tow it back to my yard." But he said, for insurance, to have appropriate insurance processing, we're going to call the police before I even touch it. So he reached out to the police.
Oh, wow.
Got the police there quickly, which
Nice.
is great.
Yes.
Then we didn't have to worry about that process at all.
Right.
So they were super helpful to both of us. The policeman was there at a relatively quick pace, and they were able to give him the green light. He got it towed.
Awesome.
His girlfriend came to get him. Whoever was closest, we were
Yes.
mapping out who was the closest
could get
relative
there.
to him
Yes.
to be able to help him. It's been interesting. And then buying a new car.
So then he went for a bit without a
Yes.
car.
Yeah.
Finding a car right now seems difficult.
It is.
And then buying.
The whole process. All of the dealers, they only want to talk to him.
Yeah.
And new insurance only wants to talk to him. As you're sitting there, you're like, are we asking the right questions? Are we saying the right things? We would do little coaching sessions in between negotiations. Here's what we want. Here's what we don't want. Do they go with the extended warranty? And these are tough questions. How
They
much
are
do you want
tough
to pay
questions.
for it? And you're in a meeting with the people who are selling it. And I have to give him the options with clarity so that way he knows. And he's just starting out. It's a really hard time to know how much money you're going to have to be able to pay for all of this. As a mom, you're like, ooh, am I helping him enough?
Am
Is
I
this-
overstepping if I go to a doctor's appointment, for
Yeah.
example, with my daughter?
Yes.
They're older, and the doctor will be asking questions, and I have to sit there and not say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, they often handle that themselves now, but there are certain situations where they might want someone else to be in their room when they're getting information.
Yeah.
It's very difficult, though, when they're asking them questions to not answer for them. And just because we've been doing it since they were little.
Exactly.
And so now I really try to just stay out of the way.
It
and
takes
not
a
say
lot of
much,
discipline.
but I really try to them handle it. But in terms of those other big situations with
Yeah.
insurance and all of that, oh,
It's really
tough.
hard. When we went in for the discussion around the warranty, I felt like I had to even interpret what they were saying because they try really hard to go fast with intent. The faster they go, the more they act like it's just a thing you should do, the less you understand this is an option and something actually you're paying for. And so I immediately, no, this payment is with the extended warranty. We already did the math on everything. What is it before? What is it after? How much is it we purchase outright? And so I asked a ton of different questions. My son actually caught that we weren't getting full credit for the existing warranty that came with the
Oh,
vehicle.
wow, good for him.
I know. And then we went back and forth on that one a little bit. And then it was funny because we did decide to go with a little bit extra and feel really good about it because when these guys are just starting out, if they were to have something go wrong with the car, it's going to put them under for months. You just need this type of coverage, especially when you're just starting in your career. But then we left and went back to meet with the salesperson, and he talked to the finance person and came over to us and he said, I hear you grilled my finance guy. And I was like, oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that makes me feel better. They may say that to everybody, but even insurance 15 years ago when I had the accident where I got hit by the car running and I came home from the hospital and I had brain injury and the insurance company of the person who hit me, their insurance company called me and recorded an interview with me.
Oh.
And that's what they based all decisions on, what the outcome was of everything.
Wow.
Now I know that. And anytime that I know of anybody personally who has something like that happen, I immediately reach out to them and say, just be very guarded. Make sure that you understand what you're answering. Know that everything you're saying right now will impact whatever the future of this claim is. And unless you have done this before, you just don't know.
Exactly.
Clearly, this is a deer that flew out of the field, so
Right.
there wasn't anything extra careful of. We're trying to give them all the tools in their tool belt.
Well,
running the show.
and that's a little bit of a funny segue too. Over the weekend when we were celebrating the 4th of July.
Yeah. Happy
And
4th,
my-
everyone, by the way.
happy
250.
4th.
Yeah,
Awesome,
it is awesome.
250. My oldest and her boyfriend were with us, and I was talking to a friend, and I said, the kids and I are going to do this later. And she just looked at me and kind of laughed at the kids. And my husband said, you're always going to be the kids to us. So
just get over
I
it.
know you're an adult, but
Oh,
it
that's
just
so
it rolls
funny.
up the tongue, the kids. And
Yeah. We talked a little bit about making the summer memories. For me, my last summer before my daughter goes to college, trying to make sure that we just do all the things that we can do and make all the memories that we can, even though it's very busy. I know you're doing the same thing because you don't know how many more summers you're just going to be coming home either.
No, and my oldest, who lives out of state now, she isn't able to come often because she works a lot of weekends, but she did come this weekend, and it was really heartwarming for me as a mom because she and her sister and their boyfriends,
Yeah.
they went to breakfast together one day and had a really nice time, and then they also, the four of them, went to dinner that same night. It was great for me to see the four of them hanging out, having
It just
a good
warms your
time.
heart.
Yes.
My cup is full.
It is. And then they
Yeah.
came back to the house after, and they all watched a show together, and just being there, it was great. I was excited for the four of them to have that time together.
Yeah.
And then when they came home,
Important mom memory moment
they're
every time.
watching this show together, and they want me to
It's
stay.
funny. They're not going to ask you to be there
Yeah.
forever. It's awesome.
So it was great. Yeah, we hung out that night and then had just a great weekend. So
We would be remiss if we didn't talk about the amazing time we had golfing together.
yes, we did start out the weekend for some
Wonderful.
golf.
Yes. I feel like we crushed it, Brenda.
I think did really well.
We did.
Actually, we did better than we typically do.
Absolutely.
A couple really good putts, really nice drives.
I think we need to
You
not
know,
stress so much if we haven't gotten out there and practiced and just go.
Exactly. I thought it was great for that. And then I also golfed in my Crocs sandals,
She did. She did.
which was not recommended for everyone, and this is not at
But it
all
was
endorsing this.
A golfing
But
day.
we got into our carts and we were going to the first tee. It was just hot. That bad yet, but
We knew it was
I
going to
had
get
my
muggy
sandals
and-
on. I had my shoes with me, I was going to put them on, and then I sat there. I'm like, I'm
not
just
going.
going to do this first one in my sandals and see
Right.
how it goes.
And I'm not even going to take practice swing. We also boycotted that job.
Didn't even take a practice swing.
Yeah.
Stood up there in my sandals,
Yes.
first swing, and hey,
It crushed it.
and then the rest of the game, I was like, I can't take my sandals
Exactly.
off now.
That's my good luck.
You did have to get a fun little picture of me in my sandals.
I did.
Golfing, but
yeah, maybe we should share.
We should do that. The other thing, we got some really great things accomplished, I think.
We did.
So we talk about event planning earlier and trying to get all of that done.
Yes.
And we find any bits and pieces of time that we can to do that.
Multitask.
So we spent some of that time trying to plan some things for your daughter's wedding.
Yes.
One of them was coming up with a song that we could recommend.
We each get one song to recommend for the wedding. That's how they have it set up. The pressure of the best song.
Yes, you get one song. So we had
to try them all out.
Music on.
Yes, we did.
And when you're trying to decide if it's a danceable song to it.
Exactly. So we dance golfed.
Needless to say, we dance golfed. It was...
We even got our husbands a little bit.
Bit.
Yeah. We knew it was going to be a good one to make the list if they actually started in on the festivities.
There were only one or two, but it was a great time.
It was so much fun. One of the things that I know we've talked about a few times, and definitely I experienced this quite a bit at the grad party, because you're seeing so many people you haven't seen in a long time. We always made it a priority to stand up in the front so that when people walk up, they feel greeted. But something that has always baffled me, both personally and professionally, and I have too many stories to talk about, is handshakes versus hugs.
Oh, yes. That is a great question.
I struggle with this. And there's so many stories, even personally. When you see someone you haven't seen for a long time, I tend to hug.
Yeah.
And
so do I, yes.
Other people don't always receive it that way. Or there's the awkward hug, both of you go the same way, and then you're cheek to cheek.
Yeah.
Like, how did we
go
get
to
here?
that side
And neither of you say anything about this event. You both back away. That was awkward. And do nothing. Just move on, say nothing.
Yes, I said it's a great question. It's because I'm often questioning what I should do when I'm walking up to someone. So
that's what's in my head.
Should I give them
Do I know their name? And do I handshake or hug? Yes.
And how are they? How are they going to receive it?
Yes.
A lot of people whether they're huggers or not, if you know them. But yes, in the professional world as well. It's terrible. So hard.
So the office that I work with, and this was in my past job too, I work remote. So most often I don't see the people that I work with all the time. And so when I do see them, I've been talking to them for a very long time. And it just feels like you're more connected to them. However, it's just by phone and your coworkers. So it's different. I tend to tip to hug as a greeting because I know them. And I will tell you, there have been multiple uncomfortable moments where the recipient is like, they
stuck their hand out instead.
Stuck their hand out, or could clearly tell that was not something that they were going to partake in. Exactly. It was a clear, uncomfortable moment.
Yeah.
I wish there was just a rule. It's easier for guys. If they can handshake, and that's not odd at all. But, okay, so if it's two females and you work professionally together, you hug each other. If it's like a receiving line, you're not going to switch from one method of greeting to another method of greeting. It just seems weird
and
also rude.
Often feels strange when I meet someone, if they even want to shake a hand. I'll shake someone's hand and they'll look at me like they were just going to say hi. And so I feel strange to, like, I'm being very formal, but I don't know what to do.
Yes.
I think both of us, we would tend to hug someone. It's just our personality. It's how we say hello. I had a certain situation at work as well. I've been at this company not a very long time, but a coworker of mine had this great presentation, and I know she had worked really hard on it, and so she came off set, and I immediately went up to her and gave her a hug, and I was like, that was awesome, congratulations. She was great about it. Thank you so much. But immediately I thought,
you're like,
should I have hugged her? Or should I have just
high five?
What should I have done? Maybe I have.
There's the awesome when you do knucks and they elbow.
Yes,
like, I can't even.
I didn't even think about it when I went up to her, gave her a hug, and that was great. But immediately after, I was thinking, okay, I haven't been here all that long. Was that the right thing to do? But then a few seconds later, other people went up and hugged her. So I was like, okay,
You're
I'm
like,
good.
okay, now we're
But
all. And then if you've hugged them the first time, even though it was a bit awkward, then when you meet them again, do you hug them again? Because otherwise they're going to be like, oh, she must not like me or must be mad at me.
know.
So I'm like, if you start it, and then there are oftentimes I just go with the moment.
I do too.
So I couldn't tell you if I hugged this person the last time I saw them or if it was a handshake. I never can remember. Just don't really think about it.
I agree.
And so the next time that I'm by them, what if I change it up?
We're probably just overthinking it.
It could.
What I'm thinking.
Yeah. Here's a good question. Have you ever judged somebody else for a hug or a handshake?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have either.
No,
and this is an awkward thing that everyone goes through. But there are sometimes where someone will hug me and I'll be, that's awesome that they initiated a hug. That's my people.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
I feel the same way. The times I feel awkward is if I can tell once I've gone in for a hug and someone sticks out there,
the recipient
I
is
made
not
them
into your commitment.
Right. I feel bad that I may have made someone uncomfortable trying to give them a hug. And they weren't ready for it, or they're just not a hugger. So just trying to be sensitive of that, but not overthinking it. So I think we probably tend to overthink those situations.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But
I just need to go with my gut and just be me. Yeah, I do think that sometimes when people talk about it, sometimes I feel like it's better. If you can see that you both committed to something different, when the other person says, oh, come on, give me a hug, past that, make it a laughing moment, then it does break the ice a little bit. And it probably is a little bit imposter syndrome. Oh, this person clearly would never want to hug me. And some people, there's germs and rules of engagement and stuff sometimes too. Yep. Our pastor hugs everyone as they leave.
I noticed that when I went there.
Every single person. And there are a lot of people who are visitors or you were guests.
Yes.
And she is a jolly pastor and she is going to bring you in.
I know there were a couple of people who felt uncomfortable, and but it was fine. After, and I liked it because that's how I am. But there are people that are definitely uncomfortable with those situations.
They seem to dodge, duck, and dive. Yeah, there's no other door out. You just have to wait for a distraction and walk around the corner.
Exactly.
She's busy. Go. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Send
I'll hug her for a really long time. You go around.
That's awesome. Oh, Brenda, it's been awesome. And I'm so glad that we finally got back into the studio and we're able to get it back on a track. Brenda and I also have our eyes set on our next guest, and we hope that we can make this happen for you because we've got a couple of folks that we think would be wonderful for you all to meet.
We can't wait. We're really working hard on schedules. Just haven't lined up yet.
We've got more fun talks coming.
Betsy, when we haven't had a podcast for a while, do you feel nervous when we do one again?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Isn't that
it's so funny? Like, we've been doing it a year.
We still love it when we're done, but I get a little bit anxious. Yes, as soon as I put the headphones on, my mouth.
There's a direct correlation. That's awesome. So before we sign off, definitely want to make sure that we remind all of you, especially since it's been so long, that when times are tough and life seems to be too much, just focus on lifting your coffee cup
and drinking it one sip at a time.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.